Pair of 8 and 4 teams get set to do battle tonight in the Tarble Arena in Kenosha as the Carthage Lady Reds host the North Park Vikings. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Tarble Arena on the campus of Carthage College in chilly Kenosha, Wisconsin. As we get set for exciting NCAA Division III basketball tonight, the 8 and 4 Lady Reds winning their first conference game of the season on Saturday. Defending conference champions knocked off Augustana right here at home, while North Park opened up their conference season losing at home to Milliken. So these two teams getting set to play it off here tonight, first of two meetings of the year between these two squads. Carthage in the midst of playing 4 of their first 5 games here at the Tarble Arena in conference play, so trying to take advantage of the home schedule, if you will. On Saturday's game against Augustana, 74-51 victory. All 5 players in double figures, all 5 starters in double figures for the Lady Reds, led by Alexis Hahn with 17 points. Taylor Boardman also chipped in 17 points. Allison Riley had 14, Aaron Thomas 11, and Casey Kleiner with 11 in that contest over Augustana. So a very well-balanced performance for the Carthage Lady Reds in their conference opener. Somewhat redeeming performance given they had lost the previous game to a nationally ranked St. Thomas here at the Tarble Arena. So they've started another home winning streak, which was snapped prior to that. They had won 14 in a row here at the Tarble Arena dating back to last year. Meanwhile, North Park, as I said, 8 and 4. They lost a 3-point cliffhanger to Milliken at home on Saturday, so trying to redeem themselves here on the road. And for North Park, they are led by a couple of players, mostly a very fast 4-guard lineup that we'll see here tonight, led by Rachel Torres, who was third-team All-Conference a year ago. She's a 5'7" sophomore out of DeKalb, Illinois. And then you throw in their leading scorer, Liz Rayberg, also a sophomore. Rayberger at 14 points a game. She is 6th in the CCIW in scoring coming into the game here tonight. So that will be the formidable opponent that the Lady Reds will face here tonight. This North Park team, gets after it defensively. They will pressure in the half court. They will get in the passing lanes. They will cut you off on the half court. They're very aggressive defensively. Matter of fact, this is the number 1 ranked defense against the 3-point shot in the CCIW. Teams are shooting just 24% this season from behind the arc. So this will be a test here for the Lady Reds tonight. If they can't get the outside game going, certainly the Lady Reds may have the advantage inside between Hahn and also Boardman with the over-the-top feeds. So that's what we will look for here tonight. See if the Lady Reds can get their offense going early and take care of this North Park team. A team that has lost 14 straight to the Lady Reds dating back to 2008, and a team that has not won a game here at the Tarble Arena. So these two teams get set to do battle. We talked about the scheduling before the contest. Had a chance to visit with head basketball coach Tim Bernero before our game tonight. Got his thoughts on taking advantage of the home schedule.
Felt that way this year in the computer somehow that we got 4 or 5 at home. So, you have to win the games at home. Those are important because it just puts you behind the 8 ball if you give those up. Because you kind of mirror what everybody else is doing. And last year we were fortunate enough we won all the road games. Now, if you told me we're going to win all those, I'd tell you we might be able to lose one at home. But that's going to be a little tougher this year, and that doesn't happen for anybody very often. So the premium on getting one here and then getting ready to go on a road game Saturday is pretty high.
As I look at it, a pair of evenly matched teams. I mean, when you look at what type of players and the style of play and everything else, I think this is a very balanced, tip here either way.
Yeah, and it's interesting what the mental edge of the game will be because we've beaten them for 7 or 8 straight years. I mean, so they're looking to break through. They need one of those where they get off to a good start, where they get a lead, where they really believe they can finish us off one time. They haven't done that in 14 or 15 games. So, we want to use that to our advantage. The ability, our edge of playing at home, I think, is important to us. They're a little similar to Augustana in this one respect that their starting lineup is 4 guards. And you saw what happened the other day. So it'll go to that one again where if they're going to play 4 guards, I don't know how long they'll do it, but if they do, we've got to guard their 4th guard away from the basket, but they got to guard our post players inside, and that was a big advantage for us Saturday.
Especially if you can get the inside game going, the over-the-tops and the low lefts and low right looks between Boardman and Hahn. that's going to go a long way.
Yeah, and that's, obviously I think that's our best bet offensively to start with, and then it opens up things a little easier for the perimeter people. We got people on the perimeter can make plays, but I think softening up the other teams and making them have to account for those guys and help to try to stop those guys, those two, certainly gives us an advantage. So we're going to look there, but you always kind of caution yourself. We got to look there, but we don't want to force it there because they're, they practiced and they have a scouting report too. So they're probably saying we can't let them do that. So the balance of our offense where we swing it in and out within each possession is really important.
I noticed the last couple ball games, Casey Kleiner has struggled just a little bit with her shot. Do you approach her a little bit? Do you talk to her? How do you handle something like that?
No, I think she's a senior and she knows what she needs to do. She's a hard-working kid and a tough kid, and she just didn't have, it was funny against St. Thomas. She didn't make the shots early. She got better looks than I thought early in a game against a team of that caliber, and just they didn't go in. Then they readjusted and knew they had to get to her, and she just didn't get anything to go that day. She didn't go off to a good start against Augustana, but then she made some big ones in the second half and got a little roll and got to, I think, 11 or 12 points before it was over, which is about what she's averaging. So she got to it a little differently in that game. She's due to kind of open up and get started early, which she's done a few times already this season. And, I think obviously the more you put on tape, the more you put on paper, people are trying to take her away a little bit because she's such a good shooter.
Erin Quinn continues to nurse the sore shoulder. What's her status for tonight?
She won't play tonight, but she'll be, she thinks she'll be ready pretty soon. So we're hoping to have her sooner than later, obviously.
Now we look at North Park. They've got Liz Rayberger, one of their guards you talked about, 14 points a game, the sophomore to Chicago Resurrection. How has she changed her game, freshman to sophomore year? What have you noticed in her play?
She's pretty freewheeling offensively. I mean, she'll take some shots that, she'll get. We just can't let her get going on a hot streak because she can make those hot streaks. She'll also shoot some that I'm sure they probably consider not good shots or shots that are way off and, air balls and that kind of stuff. So but she also has kind of added a little bit the ability to get the ball to the basket too with her quickness. So it's a tough matchup. You want to make sure she doesn't get to the free throw line because I think when we're good defensively, we keep people from that, make them shoot contested things, grant them the jump shot more, at least the right people the jump shot more than the others. But they had some other people in those positions last year when she was a freshman that were older. Those people aren't there anymore, so I think she's kind of filled that void for them.
It's interesting. They're a +2 on the glass, but they have not one player that's averaging more than 5 rebounds a game, but they've got 4 players with 4 or more rebounds per game.
Right. It's by committee kind of thing where they've got a lot of they've got a couple of good post players in Krukman and Roman, but they've got some good athletic kids too in their guard core that can go chase the ball down too. So it's that one's kind of a who wants to go get it kind of thing. We have to be able to do that. We think that if we can contest them and keep them out of the lane when they shoot the ball, our size, Taylor's close to 10 a game rebounding, and Lex and Riley are both 5, 6s, and 7s and that usually. So I think that would behoove us to keep them from getting too many people slashing through the lane and getting to the boards.
The other thing is they are second in the league, or actually first in the league, in 3-point field goal defense. Teams are only shooting 24% behind the arc.
Yeah, and that's that's where if they want to try to take that away, then we'll take the opportunity to go inside. So they're going to have to make a decision on that. I mean, in after one game, well, I guess that's probably counting all the non-conference games too. But I was going to say after one game, that wouldn't be much of a reading. But some of the teams that they've played might not have been as good as shooting teams as some of the teams that the other team saw, but they are an aggressive defensive team. They may change defenses some. They're pretty aggressive getting out on the ball, trying to get steals too without really pressing. In the half court, they'll get in passing lanes and stuff, so we got to be careful not to just blindly throw the ball into trouble.
That leads us now to our Blueprints for Success, sponsored by Riley Construction Incorporated. What do you have drawn up here tonight?
I really think that keeping them from getting to the basket, straight line stuff to the rim, some of the easy access stuff in the post, if we can contest that stuff and make them work hard to get the ball where they want to and kind of reduce the right people to being jump shooters, I think we can frustrate them a little bit. And on our end, we just got to, keep the turnovers down. We've done a pretty good job of that recently, and then execute our stuff and then see what they're trying to take from us. So I think we've got people shooting the ball well on the perimeter, and obviously our inside game has been pretty good lately. So we'll hopefully get a little of both tonight.
That's our Blueprints for Success, brought to you by Riley Construction. Let them make your job easier. Member of the U.S. Green Building Council and a proud partner of Carthage College Athletics. Big one here to get tonight with Wesleyan on the horizon. Get this one in the bank.
Yeah, thanks, Johnny. We'd like to get off to 2-0, so we need this one.
Coach Tim Bernero of the Lady Reds joining us on our pregame as the Carthage Lady Reds entertain North Park tonight from the Tarble Arena. We'll pause and take a 60 break. When we come back, starting lineups and tip-off of tonight's game right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back at the Tarble Arena. The pep band here tonight for the first time this year. One of the best pep bands in all the land performing here. The student band here at Carthage College getting set to fire the crowd up for our ball game here tonight between the Carthage Lady Reds and the North Park Vikings. First meeting of the year between these two schools. They'll meet later on in early February down in Chicago. And the Lady Reds in the midst of a 4 games and 5, their first 5 here at home. So trying to take advantage of the home floor. We'll head it downstairs. Adam King does the PA work here at the Tarble Arena as we get set for our national anthem here tonight from the Tarble Arena.
It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Vavrin, a former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag's a gift to the college from his parents. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. To honor America, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Singing tonight is Carthage Junior Public Relations Major and Vocal Performance Major, Rebecca Bowen.
Rebecca Bowen, a junior here at Carthage College, a public relations major and a vocal performance double major, performing our national anthem here tonight at the Tarble Arena. Let's head downstairs once again to Adam King with our starting lineups for tonight's game.
And I want to know is CCIW Mark. Let's meet the starting lineup for the North Park University Vikings. A 5'8" sophomore guard out of Homewood, Illinois, number 3, Amani Davis. A 5'7" senior guard out of Wheaton, Illinois, number 5, Annie Shane. A 5'7" sophomore guard, Chicago, Illinois, number 11, Liz Rayberger. A 5'7" sophomore guard out of DeKalb, Illinois, number 13, Rachel Torres. And a 6-foot junior center out of Libertyville, Illinois, number 25, Nicole Kruckman. The head coach for the Vikings is Amanda Crockett. Coach Crockett is assisted by Lauren Rosengarten. Are you ready? And now let's get the starting lineup for your Carthage Lady Reds. At guard, a 5'6" senior from Richmond Burton High School, out of Spring Grove, Illinois, number 11, 4 and a 6'1" junior from Lincoln Way North High School, from Frankfort, Illinois, wearing number 10, Taylor Boardman. At 4 and a 6' junior from Rosette Lake Park High School, she's from Itasca, Illinois, number 3, Alexis Hahn. At guard, a 5'9" senior from Cudahy High School, out of Cudahy, Wisconsin, number 22, Allison Riley. And at guard, a 5'6" senior from Shoreland Lutheran, out of South Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 20, Casey Kleiner. The head coach for your Lady Reds is Tim Bernero. He's assisted by Maggie McCloskey.
So we're set for basketball tonight. Lady Reds taking on North Park from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along. Let's huddle up, stay warm here for the next couple of hours for some exciting college basketball. Hahn, Boardman, Thomas, Kleiner, and Riley on the floor for the Lady Reds. A change there. Allison Riley, her second straight start, replacing Aaron Quinn, who is out with that shoulder injury. It'll be Davis, Shane, Rayberger, Torres, and Kruckman on the floor for North Park. Our officials tonight, Abby Bickle, along with Mike LaGrassa and Nick Locicero. North Park in the all-blue uniforms tonight, the royal blue jerseys, royal blue shorts, gold lettering, gold numerals with the white trim and white striping. Lady Reds, white jerseys, white shorts, red numerals, red lettering with the black and red striping. Boardman to jump center against Kruckman, and the opening tip brought down by the Lady Reds. Allison Riley gathers it in at the center circle, and we are underway from the Tarble Arena tonight. Lady Reds basketball on 1050 WLIP. Immediately inside to Hahn, back out to Boardman. Inside Hahn again, low left, back up top to Kleiner. A little bit of a zone defense here employed by North Park. A 2-1-2 as they fire it up from outside, and the whistle on the loose ball, and the foul called on the Lady Reds. It'll go on Allison Riley. Riley going over the back of Torres that time, trying to snare the offensive rebound. North Park will bring it up quickly. They'll pick it up at midcourt. With it is Amani Davis. Slings it off right side to Rayberger. Rayberger around the left side now, back to Davis. We got a whistle away from the play. We got a double dribble, it looks like, here on Davis. So a turnover right away by North Park. They're going to try and trap the Lady Reds at midcourt here. Carthage able to break the pressure. Now Thomas will set it up offensively on the right wing, off to Allison Riley, back to Aaron Thomas. Thomas, the transfer in from Loyola University this past summer. Now works it inside. Boardman going strong to the basket in the paint, missed the shot, was bumped, no foul called as she collided with Kruckman going up for that shot. Back the other way comes North Park, driving hard to the basket. Torres cut off inside, lost it, and we got a reach foul on the Lady Reds. It'll go on Aaron Thomas. Ball came loose from Torres as she had her initial drive stopped. She tried to pick it up on the low left block, and in the ensuing scrum for that ball, it was Thomas got her across the arm with the foul. 2 fouls on the Lady Reds here early on. 3-point shot off the inbound set taken by Shane is no good, and the rebound cleared out by Allison Riley. No score. We're in our first minute of play here at the Tarble Arena. Thomas now works it off to Kleiner high in the left wing. Gets it back to Alexis Hahn. Again, a 2-3 zone here. They'll sag down and jump back out. Kind of a matchup zone as Thomas now open from the wing. Takes the shot, no good. Rebound pulled in by Annie Shane. Lady Reds 0 for 3 now, shooting the basketball thus far. Now Torres will set it up near the center circle. Lady Reds in man-to-man defense here. Davis on the right wing, drives to the top of the circle. Dishes it off to Rayberger, now gets it back off to Torres. Torres cut off on the baseline nicely by Riley. Backs it off on the left wing, gave up the dribble, needs some help. We got a whistle and a foul on Allison Riley. Too much of the body that time on Torres. Torres had given up the dribble. The 5-second count was on. Allison Riley got right up in her grill, and as she was spinning around looking to dish the ball, leaned into her, and that caused Riley to commit the foul, her second. So she will sit down right away. 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. We'll get our first look at Morgan Harris, the freshman out of Arlington Heights, 5'5" freshman. He's appeared in all 13 games now for the Lady Reds. No score. North Park with the basketball. Rayberger up top. Works it off to inside and then gets it back, drives the basket, lays it up and in. Got a nice feed from Krukman to set her up on the left wing and just took it right to the basket. Rayberger with her first points of the night, 2-0. North Park in front. Boardman going strong between two defenders and draws the foul. Foul will go on Krukman. Check that, they're going to call it on Amani Davis. Both Davis and Krukman were in the help-out position that time in the paint, and Davis whistled for the foul. That will put Boardman on the free throw line for the Lady Reds. Taylor Boardman, third leading scorer on the team, just under 11 points per game, averaging 56% from the line, makes the first free throw. Second one is on the way and good. Boardman 2 for 2, coming off a 17-point performance Saturday afternoon against Augustana. Game tied at 2, 17:20 to go here in our first half. Torres with it. Gives it back off to Rayberger, circles around, hands it to Davis. Back to Rayberger, top of the circle, through the paint, driving, denied inside by Hahn. Hahn with the block, Kleiner clears it out to Thomas across midcourt. Now Thomas will work it off to Harris. Harris in quickly because of foul trouble by Allison Riley. Now Kleiner works it off to Thomas on the right wing, gave up the dribble, needs some help, finds Hahn, top of the circle, tried to force it inside. It was taken away by Krukman at the free throw line. Back comes North Park the other way. Reds trying to force things here a little bit. Their second turnover, trying to force it inside. Davis with a double dribble on the way to the basket. Will deny the shot there. Second turn also by North Park. So each team with 2 turnovers here early, tied at 2. 3.5 minutes in here in Kenosha tonight. Keep you updated on the men's score. They are playing down in Chicago tonight. They're off to a 9-4 lead as the Lady Reds get Aaron Thomas open for the jump shot. Thomas for the deuce. So Redmond off to a strong start, and they're going to need it. They've got a tough schedule ahead. Road games at Illinois Wesleyan and at Elmhurst next week. And a foul inside on Boardman. That is her first. Fourth Lady Reds team foul so far. Soleil Roman will check in now for the North Park Vikings. Roman, a 6-foot junior out of Chicago Academy. 4-2, Lady Reds lead. North Park off the inbound. They get it in the paint, ball's loose. Morgan Harris and Kleiner down low, tying up the North Park defender. It was Kleiner tying up Rachel Torres for the held ball. North Park keeps possession. So they get it in up top to Torres. Torres takes the dribble off the left wing. Tried to force it inside. Connects inside with Roman. Roman going strong to the basket. Missed the shot. Rebound pulled in by Boardman. Back come the Lady Reds left to right here in this first half. Thomas up top to Boardman. Bounce feed into Hahn, and it's stripped and taken away by Torres. Again, the Lady Reds are telegraphing those passes inside. Going to look a little bit more on the wing first instead of trying to force it inside. 3 ball on the way is good. Liz Rayberger for the triple. She leads the team in scoring at 14 points a game and puts her team up by 1. 5-4 here, 5 minutes in. Now Kleiner circling the perimeter, gets it back up to Boardman. Boardman around to Harris. Harris back up top to Thomas. Boardman sets the screen. Thomas going to the basket, lost it on the way down, and turns it over. Timeout taken here by the Lady Reds. Tim Bernero will take a time. 14:58 remaining. It'll be a 30-second timeout. North Park leading by a score of 5-4. Lady Reds just 1 for 4 shooting thus far. North Park 2 for 6 shooting the basketball. Each team with a pair of turnovers. Well, if you're an alumni of Carthage basketball, both Lady Reds and Redmond, we hope to see you out here in person on Saturday, January 17th. That's when the Lady Reds and Redmond will entertain Milliken. That'll be Alumni Day. We'll have an alumni basketball game at noon and at 2 p.m. And both the women and men will play their alumni game, and then hopefully you'll stay and enjoy some pizza and enjoy some outstanding CCIW basketball. If you're an alumni at Carthage College, haven't yet made your reservation for your attendance on Saturday the 17th, get in touch with the alumni office and take care of that. That's Saturday, January the 17th. Lady Reds and Redmond will entertain the Milliken Big Blue right here at the Tarble Arena. 5-4, Reds trail by 1. North Park with the ball. Hahn with her second block on the shot by Rayberger going out of bounds. North Park will maintain here. Hahn with her second block of the ball game. Shebeslavsky in now for the Vikings.
Vikings basketball.
They'll keep possession here with 10 on the shot clock. Nikki Shebeslavsky, the 5'4 sophomore out of South Bend, Indiana. They'll toss it in up top to Krukman. To Shebeslavsky, driving the right side. One-hander over Morgan Harris is no good. Boardman able to clear the rebound and was fouled by Imani Davis. Davis picking up the foul, her first. Second on the team.
Into the Vikings lineup, number 5, Shane.
Annie Shane will check back in now for the Vikings, who lead by 1. Lady Reds bringing it up here, 14:20 to go here in our first half. And they switch up, go man-to-man here on this possession. Kleiner works it off to Thomas, guarded by Shebeslavsky, now to Hahn. Around to Morgan Harris once again. Up top to Kleiner, driving down low, right side. Now step back 3 on the way. That one is short, but Alexis Hahn with the offensive rebound for Carthage. Gets it back to Boardman. Boardman coming down the left baseline, goes glass and lays it in. Alexis Hahn with the offensive rebound, patiently waited. Boardman cleared, left to the free throw line, and then dove down hard with the basketball down the left baseline for the layup. 6-5, Carthage in front by 1. Boardman with 5 points thus far. Looks like they have 4 points for Boardman as the shot is blocked out of bounds. North Park will keep it. Ashley Cunningham will check in now for the Lady Reds. As they work it inside, turnaround shot off the left baseline. Air ball missed by Annie Shane. Collected by the Lady Reds and Aaron Thomas. She'll race it across midcourt. Into the left corner it goes to Harris. Now back up top to Cunningham. Around to Kleiner. Back up top, Morgan Harris for 3 on the way. That one's way off. Rebound pulled in by Shebeslavsky. She'll handle it here for North Park and take it across midcourt. 6-5 Lady Reds lead. We're 7 minutes in here in Kenosha tonight. Rachel Torres works it off to Krukman. Now back to Shebeslavsky driving, rolling one-hander off the glass too strong. Rebound Boardman, trying to take it away from Krukman. And we got a held ball. It'll be possession arrow to the Lady Reds. Kennedy Cantner will check in, a 6-foot freshman for North Park. She's out of Carmel, Indiana, as she will replace Krukman. 6-5 Lady Reds lead, 12:45 to go in the half. Carthage looking to pick up their second conference win of the year. A 2-3 look this time for North Park on this trip. Reds recognize it. Thomas back to Harris. Cross-court feed back to Kleiner. Into the paint it goes Boardman, going strong, and on the strip, the whistle and a foul. Boardman put the ball on the floor, and fighting for it that time was Annie Shane. Shane came across her arm to try and rake that ball away and commits the foul. So Kleiner will take it up top, works it off to Morgan Harris on the right wing. Into the right corner it goes Kleiner near side. Now reversing left side to Thomas. Thomas high on the left elbow. They work it back over to Cunningham, back to Thomas. Now lob feed, low left, it goes to Boardman. Boardman back to Cunningham, drives the basket and draws the foul. Boardman got double teamed immediately on the left block by Torres and by Soli Roman. And so she wisely pitched it back out to the free throw line to Cunningham, and on her drive was fouled on the way to the basket. Shabaslowski with the foul, her first. Each team now with 4 team fouls. As Hahn checks back in for Boardman. Cunningham making the first of 2 free throws. And the second one on the way, off the heel, no good. Rebound pulled in by Roman. 7-5, Reds up by 2. 8 minutes gone by here in our first half. Shane now with it, high in the left wing. Gets a screen, works it around the perimeter to the right side. In the hands of Torres. Back up top to Shabaslowski. Backs it off at the point between the circles with 8 on the shot clock. Now back to Torres to the free throw line. Jumper there, no good. Rebound Cunningham. And Harris will clear it out. Gets it back to Cunningham, running the floor. She's got some space, goes strong to the basket and draws the foul. Good move that time by Cunningham. She turned when she got that pass from Morgan Harris. Looked up the floor. She saw she had a lane coming down the right side and just went strong to the basket once again and drew the foul, this time on Kantner. Her first and the 5th on the Vikings. And Cunningham back at the line. 2 for 3 as she connects on the front end. Redmond up by 4, 16-12 over North Park down in Chicago. About 10 minutes to go in the first half in that one. Cunningham coming up empty on the second toss. It's a 3-point Lady Red lead, their largest of the game. 11:20 to play, first half. Try to get it inside, broken up by Thomas, but then regaining possession was Roman, and she goes up strong left and lays it in. Sully Roman with her first bucket of the night. 8-7, Reds lead down to 1. We got a whistle off the spin by Thomas, and we got a hand check here, I believe. It's going to go on Shabaslowski. Shabaslowski with the foul. That is her second, 6-team foul. She will come out. Rayberger back in. Carthage maintaining possession here. Allison Riley also back in now for the Reds. She picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes, and then Hahn, looking down low to Cunningham, threw it away. Low left to Cunningham is where it was going, but it was well high and out of her reach. 4th turnover by the Lady Reds tonight. 8-7, Carthage with a 1-point lead. Pass deflected, but still got into Roman. Turnaround, and she traveled with it. Tried to take a turnaround in the paint for the shot, but as she stepped back and pulled the ball off the floor, she moved her pivot foot. So Carthage will get it back on the turnover. 3rd turnover by North Park tonight. 8-7, Reds by 1. 10.5 minutes to go first half. Harris through the paint. Skip pass left corner to Riley. Back out to Thomas for 3, and it sticks between the backboard and the rim.
Dead ball, Vikings basketball.
So dead ball, it'll be North Park basketball. As we mentioned, the Redmen up 4, 18-14, 9 minutes to go in Chicago. Other men's scores, Elmhurst leading Augustana by 1, 15-14, 10.5 to go. North Central and Milliken. That game is tipped off. North Central by 1 over Milliken with about 8.5 minutes to go.
Also returning for your Lady Reds, number 20, Casey Kleiner.
Casey Kleiner will check back in for Aaron Thomas. Boardman also in for the Lady Reds, replacing Cunningham. Lady Reds leading by 1 here, 8-7. They work the basketball on the left side. Shane with it. Back up top to Rayberger. Rayberger stops on the right wing. Delivers to Kantner. Top of the circle. Now to Torres. Driving on Kleiner. Into the paint. Loses her. Pulls up. 10-footer good. Rachel Torres with a little jab step. Cleared Kleiner. And that created space for her to take that short jump shot in the paint. Torres with the basket. 9-8, favor of North Park, and then the pass deflected out of bounds underneath. Carthage will keep it. Torres with her first 2 points tonight. Rayberger with 5 to lead the way for North Park. Boardman with 4 to lead the way for Carthage. Off the inbound, they get to Hahn, partially blocked and then taken away. Blocking that shot inside was Roman that time. Back underneath it goes to Kruckman. Kruckman, low left, count it, and 1. beat the Lady Reds back in transition. It was originally Roman underneath and then dished off to Kruckman, who was able to draw the foul. Foul will go on Morgan Harris, her first, the 5th on the Lady Reds. And the three-point play, no good on the free throw attempt. Boardman with the rebound for the Lady Reds. Carthage down 3, their largest deficit of the ball game. 9.5 minutes to play here in our first half. Riley now works it off to Harris. Harris now back to Kleiner at the free throw line. Bounce feed to Allison Riley. Shoots off the dribble from the right side and hits just inside the three-point arc. Below the right elbow that time was Allison Riley shooting off the dribble and hitting. Pulls her team to within 1, 11-10. So we go under 9 minutes to play here in our first half. Inside pass to Roman, going strong to the basket. Counted and one once again. Sully Roman going strong low left, drawing the foul. Alexis Hahn, last line of defense, and she commits the foul. That is her first, the 6th on the Lady Reds, and we've got a timeout. With 8:55 remaining, we'll take a break. Your score, North Park 13, Carthage 10. We'll pause for 60. This is Lady Reds basketball on AM 1050 WLIP. Play resumes. Sully Roman at the line, missing the free throw to complete the three-point play. The rebound cleared out by the Lady Reds. Carthage down 3, 13-10, 8:43 to play first half. Morgan Harris along with Casey Kleiner, Alexis Hahn, Taylor Boardman, and Allison Riley out there for the Lady Reds. And it's Alexis Hahn, low right, able to gather in the pass and go off the glass for the bank shot. First 2 points of the game for Alexis Hahn. 13-12, Reds down 1. Morgan Harris able to poke the pass away from Nicole Kruckman out of bounds. Vikings will maintain underneath. Thomas in for Morgan Harris. Torres to trigger the inbounds for North Park. Gets it into Rayberger. And it's taken away inside by Taylor Boardman. Boardman gives it off to Allison Riley. Riley down the right side. Gives it up to Kleiner. Now to Boardman, top of the circle. Works it right side to Riley. Man defense now for North Park. They've been switching between man and 2-3. Now Kleiner pulls up off the dribble, missing right side. Easy rebound inside by Kruckman. Carthage off to a cold start. 4 for 12 shooting so far tonight. 13-12, Lady Reds down 1. 7:40 to play in the half. Rayberger works it around on the drive, going to the basket, and drew the foul on the way to the basket.
Carthage foul. Number 11, Erin Thomas.
Going to go on Thomas with the body that time. Trying to stay in front of Rayberger, and that will put her at the free throw line. This will be 1-1 for Rayberger. She doesn't waste any time, puts it up and in.
Returning for your Lady Reds, number 14, Morgan Harris.
Rayberger, 73% from the line this year. Averaging just under 15 points a game. 6th leading scorer in the CCIW this season. Missed them both. And the rebound cleared out by Morgan Harris. Back in the lineup now for the Lady Reds. On the drive, Allison Riley puts it off the glass. No. Alexis Hahn with the offensive rebound. It goes back up. No. Loose inside, taken away by Annie Shane. Carthage getting some looks, unable to convert. Now North Park will set it up, leading by 2. Torres for 3. That rattles off, no good. Hahn able to pull in the rebound. Gives it off to Morgan Harris across midcourt for the Lady Reds. She'll set it up between the circles. Works it off left side to Kleiner. Gets a screen from Hahn. Takes it to the free throw line. Now backs it off to Allison Riley. Riley now to Harris. Gets it back to Boardman, driving, and we got contact. Oh, and they call an offensive foul on Boardman. Ooh, not so sure there. Kruckman getting in front of Boardman right at the last second. Not sure if she got the feet set. The official, Abby Bickle, right there saying it was a charge. The Reds a bit sluggish here early on. Either team lighting it up offensively. North Park 6 for 18, 33%. Lady Reds 4 of 14, 28%. The Vikings have the 2-point lead. Now 3 off the right wing goes in for Annie Shane. Shane, who's 40% from three-point range this year, the senior out of Wheaton, Warrenville South, gives her team their largest lead now at 5. 17-12 North Park. Harris for 3 out of the left corner. That one rattles off no good. Hahn kept it alive, but then it's taken down by Kruckman. Rebounds 14-13 in favor of Carthage at this point. Lady Reds down 5 here. Shane driving in from the left side, cut off by Riley. Gets a screen by Kruckman. Tried to force it back into Kruckman. Kleiner came out to help and stole it away. Got a 3-on-2 the other way, led by Kleiner. Has Riley and Cunningham, gives it off to Riley. Got around her defender, puts up a floater with the right hand, missing. And it rolls off, and the rebound taken down by Kruckman. And we got a timeout taken by North Park. Play getting ragged here. 5.5 minutes to go. A 30-second timeout taken here by, no, it's a full timeout. We'll keep it here. 5:28 to play here in the half. 17-12. North Park in front. Other women's games going on tonight. We've got Augustana and Elmhurst. The game being played down in Elmhurst tonight. And Augustana leading 16-13 in that women's ball game. Illinois Wesleyan is taking on Wheaton tonight down in the Shirk. And it is 21-17, the Wheaton women on top of Illinois Wesleyan. 4 minutes to play, first half in that contest. And North Central and Milliken, 6 minutes to go in that contest. North Central women, 35-29 leaders over Milliken. North Central women cracking the top 25 in the D3Hoops.com poll this week as they creep into number 24 at 12-0. Wheaton at 11-1, ranked 13th this week. The only 2 teams getting votes on the women's side out of the CCIW and the D3Hoops.com poll. On the men's side, 4 different CCIW teams getting votes. Augustana still ranked 2nd. North Central moves up to number 10. Illinois Wesleyan at 22. And Elmhurst in that others receiving votes category on the men's side. North Park with the ball and the lead. Inside pass nicely to Soli Roman, and she's able to finish with a soft jumper. Roman with 6. The lead out to 7, 19-12, as we approach 5 minutes to play here in our first half. North Park taking control of this one, and they get a steal from Riley. Back the other way is Rayberger. She'll take it all the way up and lay it in. 6th turnover by the Lady Reds here in this first half, leading to 2 points the other way. Carthage down 9 here, 21-12. 4:45 to play. Morgan Harris around the left side. It goes to Riley. Now to Hahn. Driving. Got around her man nicely. Lays it up and in. Nice shoulder dip that time to get around Soli Roman on the left block by Hahn. She has 4. 21-14. See if the Reds can get some momentum here in the final 4 minutes of this first half. Now the ball loose. And we got a tie-up, and we got a held ball just as Morgan Harris cleared Soli Roman with the basketball. Abby Bickle getting in there calling a held ball, but it will be Carthage ball in the alternate possession arrow. So Aaron Thomas in for Morgan Harris. And she'll set it up offensively. Carthage down 7 here, late in the first half. Kleiner up to Riley, around to Thomas. Thomas now back off to Kleiner. Kleiner looking for a cut in the paint, backs it off now with the dribble. Works it around to Riley with 8 on the shot clock. Riley cut off double team. Boardman back out to Thomas, open 3 left wing. Back rim, no. Hahn gets the loose ball, goes back up with it, banks it in. Went right over Soli Roman on the left block. Able to bank it in, and now Hahn with 6 points pulls her team to within 5, 21-16. A 4-point run here, and then the miss on the running one-hander by Torres. Boardman clears it out to Thomas. Thomas now down the floor on the right side. Working on Torres, gives it back up to Kleiner. Bounce feed to Boardman, top of the circle, works it right side, Riley. Riley now, jump stop at the paint, back out to Hahn, 20-foot jumper from the left side, no good. Rebound, Riley going up strong, draws the foul. Hahn with the jump shot off the right baseline, missing, and then Riley able to pick up the loose ball and dives right to the basket to draw the foul. Foul will go on Annie Shane, her second. And Riley on the free throw line for the Lady Reds. Making her second consecutive start for the injured Aaron Quinn. As you heard Tim Bernero mention in our pregame, Aaron's still working through that shoulder injury, that right shoulder, and more day-to-day than anything else. And I think the wishful thinking is she would be ready for Saturday's game at Illinois Wesleyan, but more than likely would not return till Wednesday of next week against Elmhurst. Riley able to hit both free throws. 4 points for Allison Riley. 21-18, Reds back to within 3. A 6-0 run here for Carthage. Under 3 minutes to go here in the half. Inside it goes to Kruckman. Kruckman turnaround shot, left block, good. Nicole Kruckman with a nice move. Spin her way forward and find some space. She has 4. 23-18. Riley on the drive, collision inside. They're going to call Riley for the charge. Out of control inside. Allison Riley picking up her third foul. And now Morgan Harris back in again for the Lady Reds. Awfully close that time, taking the charge inside Torres that was inside that halo underneath the basket. Very close to that halo rule. If both feet by the defender are planted in that halo, it cannot be an offensive foul because you have to allow that offensive player to finish at the basket. Inside it goes again to Kruckman, and again she's fouled. Lady Reds just a step slow defensively and allowing the entry pass into the middle. Kleiner picking up the foul. That's the 10th foul, so double bonus the rest of the way out of this half for North Park. And at the line once again, Nicole Kruckman. Kruckman hits the front end. 1 for 2 now at the free throw line for Kruckman. She has 5 points. Second one on the way. That one rattles around and down. 25-18. The lead back out to 7 with 2:23 to play in the half. Kleiner now between the circles. Works it off right wing to Morgan Harris. Cross-court feed it goes to Thomas. Thomas bounce feed to Kleiner. Swings it off to Morgan Harris high on the right wing. Harris now lost her defender, finds Kleiner open in the right corner for 3 and hits. Credit Morgan Harris was staying with that one. She was able to lose her defender. That freed up a passing lane to Kleiner in the right corner, and she drains the triple. Her first points tonight. Reds to within 4, 25-21. Minute 50 to go here in the half. Shevaslovsky works it off to Torres. Back to Shevaslovsky. Right side it goes now to Rayberger. To Shevaslovsky, top of the circle, guarded by Thomas. Finds Rayberger, standstill 3, good. Reds lost the three-point shooter again. Morgan Harris was just a hair late, getting a hand in front of Rayberger. 28-21, North Park, and now Kleiner turns it over, dribbles it out of bounds. Unforced error by the Lady Reds. 28-21, North Park. They've got a chance to add to it here as they bring it down and set it up. Shevaslovsky drifts to the right side. Now gave up the dribble. Works it up top to Roman. Around the wing it goes to Torres now, high in the left wing. Inside to Roman. Got a whistle and a foul on Boardman. Trying to get around Roman. Made contact and the foul. That's 3 now on Taylor Boardman. So Allison Riley on the bench with 3. Boardman with 3, about to leave here in the final minute 11. And on the free throw line is Soli Roman. And she hits the free throw. Morgan Vukovic will check in, the freshman out of Mukwonago, the 6-foot freshman. She will replace Boardman, who sits down with 3 personal fouls. Roman's second free throw no good. 1 for 2 that trip. The rebound hauled in by Hahn. 8-point North Park advantage as we go under a minute to play here in our first half. Kleiner now on the near wing. Crossover dribble, now drives, turns back, gives it to Vukovic. Back up top to Thomas. Thomas around the Hahn screen, back out to Hahn. 7 on the shot clock. Hahn back out to Vukovic for 3. Rattles out, no. Rebound in the corner, and it goes off a Kleiner out of bounds. It'll be North Park ball.
Viking substitution, number 32,
Kennedy Cantner will check in out of Carmel, Indiana, and a very good start here by North Park. They got off what they needed to do. They've taken control of the ball game. They've taken the crowd out of this one here in Kenosha. And a very well played half of basketball by North Park. Now on the drive, Rayberger, and we got a reach foul by Morgan Harris on the way to the basket. Harris picking up her second.
The Carthage foul, number 14, Morgan Harris, her second personal foul.
Again, double bonus here, and Rayberger on the free throw line. That one's up and in. Rayberger in double figures with 12 points here in this first half. The only player in double figures for either team. 13 on the night for Rayberger. She makes the second, builds the largest lead out at 10. 31-21. Carthage trouble in the pressure in the backcourt. Now they just beat the 10-second count. Shot clock dark, 15 seconds to play. Carthage going to play it for 1 here. Kleiner gathers it in left side, back to Thomas. Aaron Thomas back to Kleiner with 5, with 3. Thomas on the run up to the basket, missing. Follow up at the horn, goes down for Alexis Hahn. Good job by Alexis Hahn to foul that one in as it fell out right into her hands. Put it back up and fell through as time expired. And the Reds will trail by 8 here after the first 20 minutes. North Park, a very strong start on the road as they lead by 8, 31-23 over your Carthage Lady Reds. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. Back with our halftime programming after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Lady Reds trail by 8 here at the half. John Weiser with you at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. 31-23 your score here at the half in favor of the Vikings. Carthage led by 3 early on an Ashley Cunningham pair of free throws. That made it 8-5 Lady Reds, but then layup by Soli Roman and jumpers by Rachel Torres and Nicole Kruckman put North Park up by 3, 11-8, and they increased that lead out to 5 on a three-pointer by Annie Shane with 6:26 remaining. That made it 17-12, and then pushed that lead out to as many as 9, 21-12 by Elizabeth Rayberger layup. And then Carthage went on a 6-0 run to close the deficit to 3 once again at 21-18, capped off by a pair of free throws by Allison Riley. But North Park went right back to work. They hit a couple of baskets, one by, or a pair of free throws, I should say, by Nicole Kruckman. A Casey Kleiner 3 cut it to 4, 25-21, but then a three-pointer right back the other way by Rayberger, and then a free throw by Soli Roman put the Vikings back up by 8, 29-21. They increased that lead to 10 on a pair of Rayberger free throws with 26 seconds left, but Carthage got the final possession of the half and got the final basket on a tip-in by Alexis Hahn as time expired off a miss by Aaron Thomas. And Hahn's tip-in cut the deficit to 8 here at the break, 31-23. So we take a look at the scoring in that first half. Carthage shot just 33%, 8 for 24. North Park 45%, 11 of 24. Reds were 1 for 9 three-point shooting. Again, North Park coming into this game, the number 1 three-point field goal defense in the CCIW at 24%. They held Carthage just 1 for 9 three-point shooting in that first half. Meanwhile, the Vikings 3 for 6 from behind the arc. Lady Reds 6 of 8 at the line. North Park 6 for 10. Individual scoring in that first half for the Lady Reds. They were led by Alexis Hahn with 8 points. Hahn was 4 of 7 from the floor. She also collected 7 rebounds in that first half. Hahn with 8. 4 points each for Taylor Boardman and Allison Riley, both players in foul trouble. Both picked up their third foul late in this first half. Boardman with 4 points on 1 for 3 shooting. Riley also 1 for 3 from the field and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 3 points for Casey Kleiner. She's 1 for 3 from the field, that a three-pointer. And then 2 points for Aaron Thomas and 2 for Ashley Cunningham. Morgan Harris and Morgan Vukovic played, did not score for the Reds in that first half. For the North Park Vikings, Liz Rayberger with 13 points. Rayberger was 4 of 7 from the floor, 2 for 3 from behind the arc, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Only player in double figures with 13 tonight. Soli Roman coming off the bench with 7 for North Park, 3 of 5 shooting, including 1 for 3 at the line. Nicole Kruckman with 6, Annie Shane with 3, and Rachel Torres with 2. Again, North Park 45%, 11 of 24 from the floor. Carthage 8 for 24, 33% shooting. Rebounding, the Lady Reds out-rebounded North Park 19-15 in that first half, including 5 offensive boards for the Lady Reds. Leading rebounders for the Lady Reds were Taylor Boardman and Alexis Hahn with 7 each. Leading rebounder for the Vikings was Annie Shane and Nicole Kruckman, each with 3. So your score here at the half, North Park 31, Carthage 23. Men's basketball, all halftime scores now on the men's side. Carthage leading North Park in Chicago 35-29. Augustana on top of Elmhurst 25-19, that game in Rock Island at the half. And also at the half in Decatur, North Central leading Milliken 28-19. On the women's side, at the half in Bloomington, Wheaton leading Illinois Wesleyan 26-21. In Elmhurst tonight, the Blue Jays lead Augustana 24-21, that game at the half. And also in women's basketball in Naperville tonight, North Central leading Milliken 45-40 in women's basketball, that game also at the half. Going back to the Redmond game, that game at the half, Carthage leading North Park 35-29. In that ball game, it's Cameron Van Wyk with 10 points to lead the way for the Redmond in that contest. Van Wyk 5 for 6 shooting thus far. He also has 5 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive glass. Brad Cruz, 7 points. Cruz, whose father played for North Park, the freshman, 3 for 6 shooting in a return to the North Park gym tonight. Cruz with 7. 6 points for Kiston Lee, 5 for Sean Valentine. 3 points for Ellis Matthews in a starting role tonight for the Redmond. And Kelson coming off the bench with 2 tonight. So Carthage Redmond leading North Park at the half 35-29 and what's shaping up to be a must-win for the Redmond to get back on track. They have road games at Illinois Wesleyan and at Elmhurst next week, Wednesday. And as we said, Elmhurst getting votes in the top 25, just under the top 25 this week in the D3 Hoops top 25 poll. And of course, Illinois Wesleyan still in the top 25 and always a tough place to play at the Shirk Center in Bloomington. That will be on Saturday. That will be our next broadcast here on 1050 WLIP. Saturday afternoon doubleheader from Bloomington. We'll greet you at 4:30 Saturday afternoon with our Carthage Sports Report. That'll be followed by Lady Reds pregame show at 4:45, Lady Reds basketball at 5, and then Redmond basketball to follow after that. So busy Saturday afternoon here on 1050 WLIP and along the stream at WLIP.com. So we'll keep you all abreast of that going on. A couple of news items to pass along to you. If you have not heard, both Kenosha Unified and Racine Unified schools are closed tomorrow due to the cold weather. So there will be no school in Kenosha Unified or Racine Unified tomorrow. Just want to make sure we get that announcement out to you during our broadcast here this evening. A couple other news of items of note here involving the Redmond and Carthage athletics. Kind of an interesting note, tidbit that we came across here this last week, and that is one of our former athletes has made the Forbes 30, the 30 and under list. Former Carthage College men's swimmer Isaac Rothenbaum out of Oak Park was named to the Forbes 30 Under 30 list for notable young people in enterprise technology this past week. He's a 25-year-old Carthage graduate with a double major in computer science and graphic design, and was named to the list for co-founding the recruiting application called Poached. He shared that honor with co-founder Maisie Devine. Poached is a service that allows job seekers to look for new employment by covertly informing potential new employers about the requirements. And in the first 6 months of that startup, more than 250 employers, including 7 Global 2000 firms, have signed up for that. So Rottenbaum, the former letter winner in swimming here at Carthage, most outstanding participant in the CCIW Swimming and Diving Championship back in 2009, making a name for himself in the Forbes 30 Under 30 list this past week. And thanks to Steve Maravich, our sports information director, has that information. It's posted out on the Carthage website. It's at the athletic website, athletics.carthage.edu. That's where you'll find it, at the Carthage Athletic website. 31-23, Lady Reds with some work to do here. They trail by 8 here at the break. We'll take one more 60 break and come back with second half play from the Tarble Arena right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena as the Lady Reds and North Park Vikings get set to begin second half play. These two teams will square off one more time down in Chicago on Wednesday, January the 28th at the North Park Gymnasium. So just a couple of weeks they'll get the rematch in this contest here, the double round robin that's played in the CCIW. Lady Reds to shake off the cold here, as they were 8 for 24 in that first half, 33%, just 1 for 9 beyond the three-point arc in that first half. So Carthage with some work to do. A couple of players saddled in foul trouble. Taylor Boardman and Allison Riley will start this second half with 3 personal fouls. So we'll see how Coach Bernero wants to play this one out to start this second half. Morgan Harris seen a lot of playing time here in this first half. Maybe called upon here early on. We'll see how the Lady Reds will play this one out. Again, Carthage, it looked like early on North Park was able to take away the inside game, but more so because the Reds came down to set up their offense looking to pass that ball right away inside, tipping it off. And maybe need to do a little bit better job on the perimeter looking for a shot there to open up the middle. So each team huddled around their respective coaches. Carthage, Tim Bernero, the winningest women's basketball coach in school history, has his team huddled up here. And Amanda Crockett, fine coach at North Park, talking to her troops to my right and far side. So we'll be the starting 5 out there for the Lady Reds. Hahn, Boardman, Thomas, Kleiner, and Riley. Again, Boardman and Riley with 3 personal fouls in that first half. Davis, Shane, Rayberger, Torres, and Kruckman for the Vikings. Carthage will get possession to start this, or no, it'll be North Park with possession here to start this second half. Hahn's tip-in basket at the buzzer cut what was a 10-point deficit to 8, and we're underway here in this second half. The Vikings with the ball. Torres with it, up top to Shane. Around it goes to Rayberger, back to Shane. Now into the corner. They work it inside, broken up by Kleiner. She was able to take it away, but Torres stripped it right from her again. Puts up the shot, no, and the rebound pulled in by Alexis Hahn. Kleiner got the strip, and as she was coming away with the basketball, Torres poked it away from her and took it to the basket. Came up missing that shot that time, and Hahn able to clear out the rebound. Now Kleiner works it to Thomas. Ball deflected out of bounds by Davis. Carthage with 15 to shoot here as they inbound. Trying to find something to click here. Thomas to Boardman up top. 6 on the shot clock. Riley over the top, feed low right to Hahn. Got around the defender and lays it up and in. Hahn got around both the double team of Amani Davis and Annie Shane on a mismatch that time, able to split the two and go to the basket low right. 10 points now for Hahn. Back the other way on the dribble drive to the basket. Armani Davis. Again, about the third time now North Park has beaten the Lady Reds back in transition. 33-25. Reds chasing 8 here. Early second half. Thomas now between the circles, working the dribble. A 2-3 zone this trip now employed by North Park. Kleiner works it to Thomas, dribbles out of the left corner, now feeds Hahn. Hahn lost the dribble, picked up by Kleiner. Kleiner puts it up as the shot clock expired, and it squirts off to the left, and the rebound pulled in by Shane. Had to really shovel that one up all in one hurry that time. Now back the other way again in transition. Beating them back was Liz Rayberger. Soft jumper off the right baseline. Lead out to 10 once again for the Vikings. 35-25. Now Riley looks it around to Thomas. Thomas back to Riley. Riley now double teamed. Gets it back out to Thomas. 3 ball off the left wing is good. Big bucket there for Aaron Thomas. Well, if that doesn't go down and North Park gets the rebound and goes down the other way, chasing 12, maybe 13, that puts you in a world of hurt. As it is a big bucket there to cut the deficit to 7, and then North Park throwing it away. Shane looking inside, fired a fastball that was too hot to handle by Krukman inside. And some pressure now in the backcourt. Thomas able to get it up to Riley. They break the press, set it up in the half court. Thomas now. Left side it goes to Kleiner, back to Thomas. Around to Riley. Riley up top. Needs some help, now finds Thomas in the right corner. Cross-court feed back to Kleiner. It was partially tipped. Kleiner able to flag it down. Tipped again back to Kleiner from Riley. Now tried to look for Boardman inside and threw it away. Boardman, instead of staying on the right block, crept into the paint. And Kleiner saw out of the corner of her eye at the block and wanted to fire it there. And misfired and turned it over. 35-28, Lady Reds down 7. Redmond have increased their lead now to 12, 41-29. Early second half down in Chicago. Turnaround shot by Shane, hits the side of the backboard, picked up by Hahn. Back come the Reds the other way. Thomas gets it back to Kleiner, got around Torres. Now Riley pulls up, free throw line, good. Allison Riley able to get around Torres to the free throw line and fire up the jumper. Reds to within 5, 35-30. Now Torres to Rayberger, high in the right wing. Back to Torres. Deep 3 on the way by Shane, and she hits. Annie Shane from the top of the circle for 3. North Park back up by 8, 38-30. 4 minutes gone by here in our second half. Kleiner to Thomas, around to Riley. Again, 2-3 look here for North Park. Thomas, high in the right wing, between the circles, gives it back to Riley. Riley looking inside, pulls it back. Now tried to find Kleiner and threw it away. It was intercepted by Torres. Down the floor to Rayberger. Rayberger around Riley. Missed the shot, got her own rebound, tipped it back out to Shane for 3. That one rattles off, no good. Big miss there as Hahn able to pull down the rebound. Keeps it an 8-point ball game. 15-20 to go here in Kenosha. Carthage trailing by 8. Now Thomas dips the shoulder, going to the basket, draws the foul. Just put it down and was going to dive it right to the rim that time and drew the foul. Foul will go on Amani Davis, her third. Shevaslovsky will check in along with Soli Roman for North Park. Carthage with a fresh 30-second clock here as they will inbound left of the basket. Toss it in all the way up top to Allison Riley. Big possession here. Get a good look. Again, zone defense frustrating the Lady Reds here. Out of the inbounds, they'll go man-to-man here, but been primarily zone as Hahn misses the shot. Boardman able to get the rebound low left. Back out to Kleiner to Riley, left corner 3, got it! Allison Riley with a 3-ball out of the left corner. Pulls her team to within 5. 38-33. Once again, the Reds to within 5 here. 5 minutes gone by, second half. Torres, high on the right, tried to force it inside, got it there to Roman. Roman going up, lost it, was stripped out by Taylor Boardman that time. 13 to shoot for North Park as they will inbound to the right of their basket. Torres off the inbound feed in the right corner, back up top to Roman, around to Shabaslavsky. Driving on Thomas, turns, now hands back to Rayberger. Running one-hander left side, no good. Boardman with the rebound. She'll clear it out to Thomas across midcourt. Aaron Thomas to Hahn. Looks inside, now feeds Riley. Riley on the outside. Back to Kleiner over the Hahn screen for three. Hits the heel of the rim, no good. And the rebound by Rayberger. She'll bring it across. And a timeout taken by North Park. 5-point deficit here for the Reds. 6 minutes in. We'll take a break. 38-33. North Park in front. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back at the Tarble Arena. Lady Reds trailing by 5 here. 38-33. Just over 14 minutes to go in our second half. Redmond playing down in Chicago against North Park. They've pulled out a 16-point lead now, 49-33. Redmond on top of North Park, 13 minutes to go in Chicago. Here the Reds with some work to do. Shabaslavsky with the basketball for North Park. Gives it up top to Torres. Try to force it down low to Roman, and it goes through her feet and out of bounds on the turnover.
Returning for the Vikings, number 5, Annie Shane.
Annie Shane will check back in, replacing Torres for North Park. Carthage will bring it down. Chance to trim it to 3 or less here on this possession. Now Kleiner works it back to Thomas. Thomas between the circles, a 2-3 zone once again here for North Park. They'll try and trap on the wings. Riley. Back up top, Kleiner. Fake the shot, now found Boardman at the free throw line. Now back inside to Hahn, banks off the glass and good. Boardman with the extra pass. She was open at the free throw line, hesitated just a little, waited for Hahn to scoot in the lane, fired it down low for the layup. Hahn with 12 off the assist from Boardman. It's a 3-point game. Now Shane driving, ran into Boardman, and we got an offensive foul. What do we have? Offensive charge is the call here. Nicholas Cicero, the official outside, calling the foul. Boardman shaken up.
Into the Vikings lineup, number 13.
She's on her feet, but she's had that right ankle that she's been trying to play through. Ankle injury, and I'm not sure if she re-aggravated that or not. So official timeout here for the injury timeout. She's going to walk it off. Morgan Vukovic will check in. The freshman out of Mukwonago to replace Boardman. And she's been nursing that sore ankle since before Christmas. Actually before the trip down to Florida.
Into the Vikings lineup, number 32, Kennedy Kantner.
As Kantner will come in to replace Kruckman for North Park. Carthage to within 3, 38-35 as we go under 13 minutes to play here in Kenosha. Big trip here for the Lady Reds. Thomas now circles around, finds Kleiner in the left corner, back up top to Riley, around to Thomas up top. Now works the right side to Riley. At the right elbow, back up top to Thomas. Kleiner with 7 on the shot clock, back to Thomas. Back to Kleiner. Now works it off to Riley. Riley for 3. Shoveled that one up. Missing, but Hahn able to get the offensive board. Goes back up strong and couldn't get it to fall, but drew the foul. Alexis Hahn will get to the free throw line. Riley had to rush that shot as the shot clock was going down. Kind of just shoveled it to the basket. It came off the left side. Hahn able to get the rebound, and as she went back up with it, drew the foul. Fouls on Kantner, her second. And Hahn battles out the free throw. First trip to the line for Alexis Hahn tonight. 8 points. Make that 12 points for Hahn. 13 as she connects on the back end. Alexis Hahn with 13. Her team to within 2, 38-36. 12:25 remaining. Reds stay man-to-man here as Shevaslavsky works it off to Rehberger. Back to Shevaslavsky up top. Now to Rehberger. She'll weave behind Shevaslavsky. Works it off right side to Torres. Torres with 6. Leans in with the right hand. Missed. Battle for the loose ball. Hahn tipped it to herself and comes down with it. Clears it out to Riley. Riley across midcourt. Chance to tie or take the lead here on this trip for the Lady Reds. It's 38-30. And now Hahn going strong, draws the foul. Going to the basket low right that time. Drew the foul. Shevaslavsky with the reach. That's the 4th team foul on the Vikings here in the half. And Hahn back at the line to shoot 2 with a chance to tie. And hits the front end. Kruckman back in for Soli Roman. One more free throw here for Hahn and a chance to tie the ball game. It is up and in. Carthage on a nice little run here, a little 13-3 run, and they've tied the ball game here at 38 all. 11:40 to go. Now the Vikings will set it up. Rehberger, or should say Torres, back to Shevaslavsky. As Rehberger open, they elect to go inside. Back out to Rehberger for 3 over Hahn. That's a wild shot, no good. Karam's out to the free throw line, picked up by Thomas. Carthage with a chance to take the lead here. Hahn, top of the circle, looking for Vukovic inside, lost it, now goes back up, strong, banks it in. Morgan Vukovic, the freshman, gives her team their first lead since early in the first half. 40-38, Carthage by 2. 10:55 to play. The wings of a freshman shall carry ye. Morgan Vukovic gives her team the lead. And they throw it away as Torres looking inside. Overthrew Kennedy Cantner. Amani Davis will check in along with Annie Shane for North Park. Carthage on a 15-3 run has taken the lead by 2 here. Riley high on the right wing, guarded by Rehberger. Now gave up the dribble, needs somebody to come to her. Now finds Hahn in the right corner. Hahn dribbled and fouled. Dropped to the floor by the North Park player, Kruckman, that time, as Hahn tried to dribble her way out of the right corner. Kruckman picking up her first, the 5th team foul on North Park. Carthage yet to commit a team foul here in this second half. I believe that's going to tip at some point. Thomas just beats the count, gets it into Kleiner. We got a whistle away from the play. We got an offensive foul. The hook that time inside. It's going to go on Morgan Vukovic trying to clear out.
Number 23, Vukovic. Her first personal foul, first team foul.
So that's the first team foul on the Reds here in this second half. North Park will bring it up, trailing by 2 here. Shevaslavsky going to the basket, draws the body contact by Thomas, and the foul called.
The Carthage foul, number 11, Erin Thomas.
Erin Thomas picking up her third.
Second, Lady Reds team foul.
North Park will inbound left of the basket. Shane will get it into Rehberger, left corner. Takes it back up top, gets it back to Shane for 3. That one's short. Rebound pulled in by Allison Riley. Forgot to account for the inbound passer that time. She circled all the way around, came free open. Had a clean look to the basket that time, but couldn't connect. Now Hahn over the top feed to Vukovic, back out to Hahn. Jumper top of the circle, back iron no. Battle for the loose ball, and it goes out of bounds. Ooh, wait a minute. I thought that Davis had touched it last. They're going to call a foul. Oh, okay. Foul's going to be called on Kleiner for blocking out. Said she armbarred the North Park player from getting to that loose ball before it went out of bounds. So Kleiner with the foul, her second. So I said, once they got to that 15th foul, I said it's going to be a quick parade of fouls here against the Lady Reds, and it has turned out that way. It's the 3rd straight foul now on the Lady Reds. 9.5 minutes to play. Carthage up by 2. Rayberger again, and Allison Riley. Hand check foul. Well, she just didn't move her feet that time. Allison knows better than that. She knows with 3 fouls, she's got to move her feet or let her go, and she didn't that time and got called for the hand check. That's 4 fouls now on Riley. Thomas will check out. Morgan Harris in for her. Ashley Cunningham will come in for Allison Riley. Cunningham, the 5'10 junior out of Lindenhurst, replacing the 5'9 senior in Riley. Davis with it now with the dribble. Nowhere to go, has to circle back up top. She's got a screen from Roman. Now hands it off to Rayberger. Comes back hard to the basket. Blocked by Hahn again. Alexis Hahn with the block, her 3rd of the game. Gives it back to Kleiner. Kleiner across midcourt, sets it up. Inside it goes. Strong move to the basket, right side. Hahn lays it up and in. Alexis Hahn starting to take over this second half. She has 17. 9 here in the second half. 42-38. A 17-3 run has given the Lady Reds a 4-point lead. And another turnover as again they try the over-the-top feed from Krukman to Roman. Goes out of bounds and a timeout, North Park. It'll be a full timeout. We will keep it here. 8:43 to play and a 4-point Lady Reds lead. Redmond in Chicago, a 14-point lead with 6 minutes to go. They lead North Park 54-40. Strong ball game tonight for Cam Van Wyk. 12 points for Van Wyk. Brad Cruz coming off the bench with 11 tonight for Carthage as the Redmond lead 54-40 with just under 6 minutes to go in Chicago. Women's basketball scores in the CCIW. Wheaton pulling away from Illinois Wesleyan. It's Wheaton 51, Wesleyan 27 with 10.5 minutes to play in Bloomington. Elmhurst by 5 over Augustana, 39-34. Lady Blue Jays on top of the Augustana Vikings. And our final stop, North Central. The Cardinals leading Milliken 62-56. North Central women off to a 12-0 start so far this season. Over on the men's side, at Wheaton with 7.5 minutes to go. Wheaton leading Illinois Wesleyan 60-56. It is Elmhurst now by 1 over Augustana in Rock Island, 38-37. And North Central leading Milliken on the road, or at North Central, I should say, 42-31. 8.5 minutes to go here. North Park with the ball, trailing by 4. Shevaslovsky pull up left side, free throw line jumper, no good. Morgan Harris with the rebound for Carthage. North Park has gone cold here. Gone almost 8 minutes without a basket. Harris on the drive to the basket was fouled.
Vikings foul number 3, Amani Davis. Her 4th.
Davis picking up her 4th.
Team foul.
That is the 6th team foul.
Number 11, Liz Rayberger.
Liz Rayberger in there now for North Park. North Park getting a basket by Annie Shane, a three-pointer. It's Kleiner now for 3. That one's no good. Kleiner fouled her own miss. She'll reload again. She'll fire again. That one barely drew iron. Loose ball picked up by Annie Shane. And it was Shane's basket. That's the last field goal that North Park had, as Kleiner now steals the pass away from Roman inside. Kleiner all over the floor here in this last play. Morgan Harris for 3. That one's short. Rebound, Hahn. Goes up strong. Count it. And 1 for Alexis Hahn. Well, credit Casey Kleiner on the defensive end to get the steal. Found Harris open in the left corner. Missed the shot, but Hahn snuck inside to get the rebound. And all in one motion went back up with it to draw the foul and a chance for the three-point play. Hahn with 19 so far tonight. make it an even 20 as she hits the free throw. And Carthage has turned a 10-point deficit into a 7-point lead here. They have shut down North Park. The Vikings have gone almost 9 minutes without a field goal here. 45-38. Shevaslavsky works it off top to Shane. Shane now able to drive, goes to the layup, lays it in. Shane ends the scoreless drought here with 7.5 minutes to play. Almost 9 full minutes without a basket by North Park. 45-40, Carthage by 5, 7:20 to go. Harris across the midcourt, I should say. Works it off to Cunningham on the right wing. Vukovic for three. Got it! Morgan Vukovic for three, top of the circle. She has 5. Couple of clutch baskets by Vukovic here in this second half, and another timeout taken by North Park. The Lady Reds with their largest lead of the game now at 8. So the Vikings burn another timeout. They have 2 remaining. Just over 7 minutes to go here in Kenosha. 48-40, Reds in front. And a reminder, got a couple of special events coming up here at the Tarble Arena. Saturday, January 17th, Milliken will be in town for a women and men's doubleheader. That's Alumni Day here at Carthage College, and hope to see you out here for the alumni games. Alumni women and men's basketball games will be played at noon and 2 o'clock. Then the Lady Reds will tip it off at 5, followed by the Redmen at 7. And if you're a Carthage alumni, should have got the postcard right around Christmas time, and hopefully return your information and planning to join us out here. If not, contact the Alumni Relations Office and get your reservation in for the pizza party and basketball on Saturday, January 17th. Then on Saturday, January 31st, that'll be Faculty and Staff Day here for the Lady Reds in Redmond, as both teams will entertain Illinois Wesleyan. And there'll be a pizza party between games up in the Skybox here at the Tarble Arena for all faculty and staff of Carthage College. A couple of big days coming up. Saturday, January 17th, Milliken in town. And on Saturday, January 31st, Super Bowl weekend, Illinois Wesleyan in the building. 48-40, Reds on top here. Again, it was 38-25, and so the Redmen on a 23-5 run here, or 25-2 run, I should say, here over this last 9.5 minutes. And now the pass inside, broken up by Boardman, and then it's dished out and it goes out of bounds. Soft whistle by Abby Bickle there. It went out of bounds off of Kruckman. So a turnover committed here by North Park. So since the 16-minute mark of this game, almost 10 minutes, a 25-2 run by the Lady Reds. Now pass broken up by Rayberger. She'll take the steal away from Morgan Harris. She'll lay it up and in the other way. Liz Rayberger with 17 tonight leads the North Park Vikings in scoring. 6-point ball game. 2 possessions here with 6:15 to play. Morgan Harris gets it off to Aaron Thomas. Vukovic comes up to set a screen. Now elects to pass it off to Thomas once again. Round Boardman colliding, and we got a whistle, and we got a charge on Aaron Thomas. Taylor Boardman tried to set the screen down low, didn't stay with it long enough to allow Thomas to circle around. She scraped off that screen. That allowed Kruckman to step up and take the charge by Thomas as she circled around out of the right corner, driving the basket. Allison Riley with 4 fouls back on the floor now for the Lady Reds. Alexis Hahn back out there for Carthage. Vikings will bring it in full length. 48-42, they trail by 6. On the drive, Davis hands it back to Shane. Annie Shane, top of the circle, slides over with the dribble. Back to Davis, right wing. Davis looking inside, now gets a screen by Roman. Drives down low, pulls up, 8-footer, good. Slowly Roman coming over to set the screen. That freed up some space for Davis. Able to hit the soft jumper, and it's a 4-point game, 48-44. Now Kleiner takes the dribble out of the left corner. Gets it to Riley, around to Thomas. Open three, right wing. Thomas, good. Aaron Thomas for the triple. Thomas with 8. The lead back out to 7. 3-possession game here with 5:08 to go. Davis going up, partially blocked by Hahn, but then deflected right to Kruckman, who goes up low left off the glass and in. Kruckman from the deflection lays it in. 8 points for Kruckman, 51-46. Under 5 minutes to play. Now Riley high in the left wing. Gives it to Boardman. Boardman back out to Kleiner for 3. Rattles out, no. Rebound pulled in by Roman. She'll give it off to Shane for North Park. Now back down low it goes. Boardman trying to defend, was late. Kruckman beating back in transition, lays it up and in. 3-point game, 51-48. Riley to Thomas. Thomas through the top of the circle, drifts off to the left wing. Picks up the dribble, finds Riley middle of the floor. Allison Riley behind the back dribble, loses Rayberger, pulls up short, contact, no foul. It came up short, and the rebound by Shane. Clears it out to Rayberger. Bounces off of Kleiner, no call. Now gets it back to Shane, circles around up top. Shane running one-hander, off the glass, no good. Boardman pulls in the rebound. Boardman still in some pain with that right ankle. Trying to gut one through here tonight. And a timeout taken by the Lady Reds as they get it to midcourt. We'll pause and take a break. 60-second break, 3:47 to play. Reds by 3. It's Carthage 51, North Park 58. Back in a moment after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Carthage Lady Reds by 3 here in Kenosha, 51-48. Down in Chicago at North Park, the Redmen playing tonight. Carthage Redmen by 10 over North Park, 60-50 with 2 minutes to go in that contest. I'll keep you posted as we roll through. We'll have all the final scores for you and all the highlights of this game coming your way in our post game, including a visit with Tim Bernero following this contest. Thomas on the dribble drive. Try to dish it off, deflects off of Liz Rayberger out of bounds. Carthage will keep possession with 11 on the shot clock. 3.5 minutes to play. Riley now through the top of the circle, dragged the pivot foot, got away with it. Gives it off to Hahn. Hahn tried to tip it down low to Boardman, and it was deflected and taken away by Shane. North Park will bring it down, trailing by 3. 3:15 to play here in Kenosha. And a whistle away from the play. We got a moving screen on North Park. Rayberger trying to come up and set the screen, dipped the shoulder into Kleiner that time and committed the foul. So Carthage will get it back here, leading by 3. Clock rolling under 3 minutes here. As we hit the 3-minute mark now. Thomas into the corner, right side Kleiner, back up to Thomas. Back over to Riley. Riley back to Kleiner on the right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas, a deep 3, got it! Oh, that brought rain from midcourt. Aaron Thomas, holy cow, what a three-pointer there. Clutch 3 with the shot clock going down. That was a good 3 feet behind the NBA arc that time. 54-48 Lady Reds, 2.5 minutes to go. Wow, what a shot by Thomas. Now Davis with the top of the circle. We got a whistle and a timeout taken by North Park. They have 1 remaining. Oh, going back to that Aaron Thomas 3. She takes such a high jump shot, it almost scrapes the ceiling on her release and the way that ball arcs down. Maybe some of you, Dave Rail, can remember John McLaughlin back in the day with the Milwaukee Bucks. That big rainbow jumper of his. That's exactly what Thomas does. That was a good 2 or 3 feet behind what would be the NBA three-point line. Connecting with the shot clock going down. 54-48, Reds up, 2:22 to go. Other women's scores tonight. Elmhurst leading Augustana 57-40. North Central and Milliken in a tussle in Naperville. Cardinals 79, Milliken 67. Wheaton destroying Illinois Wesleyan at the Shirk, a place you don't usually go down to win. But the Wheaton women, a 26-point lead with 4 minutes left, 66-40. Those are the other games going on in the CCIW tonight. And we'll have all the finals for you, update the standings after our ball game here tonight. Now the pass broken up at midcourt by Hahn. It goes out of bounds at midcourt with 1 second left on the shot clock. So North Park has just 1 second to get it in and shoot. From midcourt, Rayberger doesn't draw irons. Shot clock violation. It'll be Carthage basketball. Big stop there for the Lady Reds, leading by 6 with 2:11 to go. Now Thomas will bring it back for the Lady Reds. 2-possession game, chance to make it a 3-possession game here this trip. Riley now, high in the right wing. Over the top feed to Hahn, lays it up and in right side. Just got enough underneath it over Kruckman to Hahn. Hahn with 22 tonight to lead all scores. 56-48 Lady Reds, 1:45 to play. Now Davis, top of the circle. Gets it back to Rayberger, 8 to shoot. Rayberger, cross-court feed to Davis for 3. That's no good. Rebound inside, picked up by Kruckman, and she'll lay it up and in. Nicole Kruckman lays it in. 6-point game, minute 15 to play. Again, North Park with just that 1 timeout remaining. Now Thomas gets it across. Sets it up on the left wing. As we approach 1 minute remaining here in regulation. Kleiner now between the circles. Works it off to Hahn, Alexis Hahn. Back to Thomas with 6 on the shot clock. Thomas on the dribble. Still on the perimeter now. Dives in, penetrates, dishes to Boardman. Lays it up at the shot clock. Misses it. Ball is tipped. They say it went off of Boardman. Boy, it looked like it went off of David, or Shane, I should say, for North Park. Are we going to get any help here? Boardman made contact with it, but it looked like it went off of Shane, the last to touch it, but they won't reverse it. North Park will bring it down, 2-possession game. 37 seconds to play. They trail by 6. Shebeslavsky for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound, Kleiner. And Kleiner is fouled with 29 seconds to play.
The Vikings foul, number 5, Annie Shane.
Shane picks up the foul, her 4th. 9th team foul. So this will be 1-1 here for Casey Kleiner. Kleiner tonight, 1 for 8. Another struggle tonight from the perimeter for Casey Kleiner, but chance here at the line and comes up empty. North Park gets the rebound. Shane across midcourt. Shebeslavsky to Rayberger for 3 out of the corner. That one's no good. Rebound, Kruckman. Back out to Rayberger. Once again to Shebeslavsky, top of the circle for 3. That's an air ball out of bounds. 12 seconds to play. The Lady Reds are going to come from behind here at home and hand North Park their 15th straight loss in this series. Thomas gets it in, and she'll be fouled here on the sideline with 9 seconds to go. What a comeback by the Lady Reds here in this second half. Carthage was down by as many as 10, 35-25. A 25-2 run built out the lead, and they've sustained that here. That 25-2 run over a 10-minute span in that second half. 2 free throws by Thomas ices it here for the Lady Reds. Final seconds here. Shane for the 3, hits. 4 seconds to go. They elect not to take the timeout. Thomas will dribble through traffic, and she'll take it across midcourt, and that'll do it. The Lady Reds pick up a 5-point win here at home, 58-53 over North Park. With the win, the Reds now 9-4 on the season, 2-0 in the CCIW. North Park falls to 8-5 0-2 in conference play. Quite a second half here by the Lady Reds. We'll take a 2-minute break, back to talk about it, recap the scoring, and visit with head coach Tim Bernero. All of that coming your way next. Again, your final score here tonight, Carthage 58, North Park 53. Back in 2 minutes on AM 1050 WLIP. Well, what a second half comeback tonight by the Lady Reds. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. Your final tonight, Lady Reds 58, North Park 53. Carthage trailed by as many as 10 early here in the second half. It was 35-25 on a Liz Rayberger jumper just a minute and a half into our second half. Carthage trimmed it to 8 on an Allison Riley, or trimmed it to 5, I should say, 35-30 on an Allison Riley jumper. And then North Park came right back on an Annie Shane 3 to go up 38-30 with 16:10 remaining. That would start a stretch of nearly 10 minutes. North Park would be held without a field goal, and in that span, the Lady Reds would chip away. They tied the game at 38 all on a pair of free throws by Alexis Hahn at the 11:47 mark, and took their first lead since very early in the first half, 40-38 on a Morgan Vukovic layup. The freshman out of Mukwonago giving Lady Reds their first lead of the second half, a lead they would not relinquish. They would build that out to a 44-38 advantage, make that 45-38 advantage on a three-point play by Alexis Hahn with 7:48 remaining, a 10-minute span in which North Park was held scoreless that saw the Lady Reds go from 8 points down to 7 points up, 45-38. North Park came back, though. They got a layup by Annie Shane at the 7.5-minute mark to trim the deficit to 5. But Carthage would build it back out to 8 on a three-pointer once again by the freshman Morgan Vukovic. That came with 7:12 to play. North Park would battle back, though. They cut it to 3 a couple of times late. And a Nicole Kruckman layup with 4.5 minutes to play made it 51-48. The last time they got it to 3, they would get no closer than 6 in the final 2 minutes. A layup by Nicole Kruckman at 1:22 made it 56-50, and that's as close as they would get until very late. A late three-pointer by Annie Shane with 5 seconds left made the final difference here tonight, but it was the Lady Reds with the victory, 58-53 over the North Park Vikings. Alexis Hahn in that second half tonight, 14 of her 22 points in the second frame. She was 9 for 14 tonight. She also collected 13 rebounds. That's also a season high in 37 minutes. 22 points, 13 boards, and 4 of 5 at the free throw line for Hahn to lead the way for the Lady Reds. Aaron Thomas finished with 13 tonight for Carthage. Thomas 4 for 8, including 3 three-pointers, and that clutch three-pointer that put the team back up by 6 with just under 3 minutes left as that shot clock was going down. So Thomas in double figures with 13. 9 off the bench, or 9 for Allison Riley tonight. 2 for Ashley Cunningham. Morgan Vukovic with 5 points tonight. Her layup and three-pointer clutch baskets here in this second half. And Casey Kleiner finished her night tonight with just 3 points. So that closes out the scoring for the Lady Reds. Second half, Carthage 12 of 23 for the game. The Reds 20 of 47, 42%. First half, they were 1 for 9 shooting the 3 ball. Second half, 5 for 11. So for the game, they finished 6 for 20. And they go 12 of 16 from the line, as we're joined now by head basketball coach Tim Bernero. And what a second half. It must have been quite a speech you gave there at halftime.
It was one of those where I didn't know if I should have yelled or just kind of shrugged my shoulders. It was kind of, because we've been really good at times this year, carrying forward game plans, taking stuff away from the other teams and executing it. We started the game on both ends of the floor not doing either. We set up, I think you and I talked before the game, John, where the first, we said that they're starting Shane and she's a guard. So we ran something similar to what we ran against Augustana the very first play of the game. And we isolated Lex on the block with Shane Gardner. One-on-one, they let us throw the ball there, and she threw the ball back out. And it couldn't. That was kind of a signal for how the game started, because it's like we were, mentally or whatever, we weren't ready to take the game to them. They were physical. They took the game to us. We got bumped around, and we looked offended like they were, because they were pushing us and fighting. Well, they're tired. They don't like losing to us. I mean, we beat them for a while now, and that's what as a competitor, you expect them to do that. And we, for whatever reason, we seemed kind of put out, like, gosh, I can't believe they're really going to exercise us and make us work here. You can see, I can tell how when we're running our offense, if our post players aren't in the post, then we're not really physically into the game. And obviously, Han did a fantastic job taking it over in the second half and making plays down, all the way, that first 10 minutes or so to erase the lead and get us back. Thomas made some huge threes, made some free throws at the end, and we kind of stabilized in the second half defensively and held them to 22 points. So, it wasn't, I kind of joked before, some people, I said, sometimes it's not so bad. Even though you got to go outside and shovel snow, I think mopping the floors and being a maintenance guy is a lot less stressful than having to go through that for 2 hours. But I just told the kids after the game, the key is the result. That we got more than they did. So how we did it wasn't our best effort for 40 minutes, but it doesn't matter. We got the win, and we'll take it.
You held them scoreless for nearly 10 minutes. From the 16-minute mark, almost down to just under 7 minutes to play here in this second half. That was a great defensive effort here in the second half. Forced them to rush some shots, forced them into some turnovers, and you kept them off the free throw line in that second half. They did not attempt a free throw here in the second half.
And that, it's an interesting push and pull thing, because to me it seemed like when we finally had to go to the zone in the last 3 minutes, we didn't foul them, but they kept making layups somehow. At some point you almost like, I wish we'd have fouled them, so they had to shoot some free throws. But we were, again, our preparedness or whatever, individually or mentally, we got them started. Riley gets 2 fouls right away because she wasn't in the right spot or wasn't pushing the kid to the side we said we wanted to push him to, or those kind of things. So we put ourselves in some trouble, and that's tough, because we said before about not letting them get straight line stuff to the basket. The first half, they were killing us in the post. Truckman had whatever she wanted down there, and we were getting thrown around, and that's what was frustrating me, is it was stuff that we ran through. It was real simple stuff where they dribbled the ball to the wing, back screen, the post to the block, and for whatever reason we kept running into the screen. She kept catching the ball on the block and laying it in.
And the other thing, I think, here in the second half, you didn't turn the ball over. I don't think you had a turnover here in the second half. I see 8 listed, excuse me. You had 7 here in the second half. I'm sorry. 7 turnovers here in the second half for a total of 15 in the game. But again, took pretty good care of the basketball when you needed to. And I'll go back. I talk about some plays that mean something later on, maybe for somebody. Morgan Vukovic had 5 points tonight, but her 2 baskets were huge.
If I remember correctly, it was the high-low basket from Han, which, here's a freshman, and she's got a really good skill set, but sometimes the game is, she's got to get used to how the game goes at this level. But she's, I wouldn't say she's a cocky kid, but I think she's confident in what she does. But it's kind of interesting because she's still learning what to do at this level, if that makes any sense. So we threw it down there. She thought for all the world, and she's worked pretty hard. She thought for all the world she could make that play, and she did. And then, it's funny because she came in, like most post players, came in, tells you how good 3-point shooter she is, and they all can dance around the 3-point line. But you need somebody. Taylor was the same way when she was a freshman, and she has nice touch. She shoots the ball very well. It was a pretty nervy play to just cold-blooded take that 3 to put us, I think, up 8. It went from 5 to 8. The kids got a kick out of it, and it was one of those as a coach when he saw it go off her hands, he said, "That better go in," because that's they're probably as a freshman, you're not necessarily the first or second option in that situation. But God bless her for making those 2 shots, and she did a really fine job defensively with some of the stuff we struggled with in the first half. She was in the right position. She was showing and helping people on the dribble. She was positioning the post players correctly, and it's that little stuff that you have to do that gets you to that thing. And it was just, I was a little, I don't know what it was, but I was a little more exercised today, just because I didn't think we were doing the stuff we practiced. It's kind of, and that drives you crazy as a coach because you're going, we watched it on film, we ran through it on the floor. It was they didn't blindside us with anything, and so when we didn't execute it, that made me I was a little frustrated, but we were able to make enough plays, especially defensively in the second half. Even the beginning of the game, John, the first half, it felt like it was like 5-4 forever. It was like we were, I think we were 6 or 7 minutes in the game, and it was really neither team had found anything offensively, right. And it was like stuff that we thought we had good looks at, and we just didn't execute, and we were guarding them okay, but and then they got away from us, and even the basket Hahn made at the end of the half was big, tipping that one in to get it from 10 to 8. I don't know if that's a psychological difference, but it helped.
Again, it's the result that you're looking for. You're 2-0, and now you head on the road down to Illinois Wesleyan, and what a spanking they took at home here tonight. The final in that one was, let me see if I can get the final scores up here.
Is it 72-46?
72-46 was the final. Wheaton in Bloomington tonight.
Wheaton's the best team in the league right now. I mean, I think maybe once, I hope we're wrong at the end, but for once the coaches had this one right to start the season. That going into it, they had the best team coming back, and they've played like it, and only been beaten once. But I guess that margin surprised you a little bit. But all that means is we're going into a little bit of a hornet's nest on Saturday, because Wesleyan's at 0-2, and I'm sure they don't want to be 0-3 after playing 2 home games. So we've got to be ready to handle their style of game, which is the pressing stuff and trying to spread you out off the dribble and stuff. And if we can, if we execute and stuff, I think we've gotten, like we've talked about, we've gotten better against that stuff with this group over time. We've got 2 days to get ready for it, and we're 2-0, and that's a good start. And I guess the mixed metaphors, we've held serve. We've won the 2 home games.
Won the 2 home games. Get healthy. That's the big thing. Get Erin Quinn healthy, and Boardman looked like she tweaked that ankle a little bit again.
I don't know what that was. She's had trouble with her ankle. I thought for a second it was like a Charlie horse. It looked like she got kneed or something, the way she was kind of flexing it on the bench. I leave that for the medical folks to figure out. But yeah, she was, and that was, that was a decision as a staff we made with Maggie and I. It was, they had 2 post players in the game when she got hurt. We were, wasn't that Cunningham wasn't a good choice at that point, but Vukovic was a better choice, even though she's a freshman. She's a traditional post player, and she could help guard Roman and Kruckman, and she did that and did a good job. And Thomas made a couple big threes late in the shot clock, and it was good to see her shooting the ball that well too.
Well, big win here tonight, Tim. Congratulations, a good win, and we'll catch you on the bus trip. What time we leaving Saturday?
I have no idea. Yeah, I hate to think that one game at a time thing, but I'll have to go look at the paperwork or the email from the bus company and make sure we're ready to go.
That's the value of live radio, folks. You just never know.
I could have made something up, but I like to tell you the truth.
I understand.
But yeah, we'll be 5:00 game down there, so it won't be very early in the morning, but it'll be before lunchtime probably.
I gathered
so
that.
We'll have to I'll make sure we get some lunch for you on the way there.
At least leave me a wake up call so I can get here on time. So that's the big thing.
All
right, Coach. Thanks, you.
John.
You bet.
Thank you.
Head coach Tim Bernero joining us on our post game, and a very happy Tim Bernero as his Lady Reds tonight, a 58-53 winner over the North Park Vikings. 22 points tonight for Alexis Hahn, 13 rebounds tonight to lead the way for the Lady Reds. Reds out-rebounded North Park tonight, 34-27. And the Vikings get 3 players in double figures. Liz Rayberger with 17, Nicole Kruckman with 12, and Annie Shane with 11 points for the North Park Vikings, who fall to 8-5, 0-2. Lady Reds with the win now, 9-4, 2-0 on the season. A couple of scores to pass along to you on women's basketball tonight. It was Wheaton over Illinois Wesleyan, 72-46, the final in that one. And with that win now, Wheaton goes into contest on Saturday, undefeated at 2-0 in conference play and 12-1 overall. And Illinois Wesleyan now falls to 6-7 on the season, 0-2 in conference play. Other scores in the CCIW women's basketball tonight. It was Elmhurst knocking off Augustana 63-49. Blue Jays now 1-1 on the season in conference play. Augustana falls to 0-2 in conference play. And the other game just gone final is North Central defeating Milliken tonight in North Central in Naperville tonight by a final of 95-75. The Cardinals now 13-0 on the season, just crept into the women's top 25 this past week. They're 2-0 in CCIW play. Carthage Redmond on the road tonight. They pick up a victory over North Park, 67-60 the final in that contest. Redmond snap a 3-game losing skid, and they now are 2-game losing skid, I should say, and dropping 3 of their last 4 going into the contest tonight, but they knock off North Park in Chicago by a final of 67-60 to go to 5-7 on the year, 1-1 in conference play. That is a huge win as far as the Redmond Psyche is concerned, going into what will be a tough stretch at Wesleyan Saturday, at Elmhurst next Wednesday night. Cameron Van Wyk with 14 points, 12 points for Brad Cruz tonight, the freshman guard for the Redmond, the only 2 players in double figures. 8 points each for Ellis Matthews and Mike Stevenson, and 7 points for Keltson coming off the bench tonight in a new role for the Redmond. But the Redmond get the win, 67-60, the final in that one. Other men's scores tonight in the CCIW. Illinois Wesleyan on the road defeats Wheaton at the King Arena, 77-68, the final in that one. The Titan men now at 1-1 on the season. Wheaton falls to 0-2 on the year. The other game, North Central and Milliken. The Cardinals in Decatur tonight knock off Milliken 62-46. So North Central Cardinals 2-0 on the year. And the other game tonight just went final. Augustana comes from behind at home to defeat Elmhurst by a final of 58-56. As in that ball game, the Blue Jays had one final chance after the free throw by Ben Ryan that made it 58-56 with 28 seconds left. Ryan missed the second free throw shot. The rebound pulled in by Crittenden for Elmhurst gave the Blue Jays one final look. Jawan Strouder got a block, and then the ball out of bounds, so Elmhurst had one more look, and it was a jumper, a three-pointer by Pat Coleman that rimmed out as time expired, and Augustana hangs on at home to beat Elmhurst tonight by a final of 58-56 to remain undefeated in men's play. So that gets you caught up to date on everything we have, and it gives us a chance to remind you, stay tuned here on 1050 WLIP. Jim Bohannon is coming your way next. Our next broadcast here on 1050 WLIP will be in Bloomington, Illinois. We'll be at the Shirk Center Saturday afternoon for a Lady Reds and Redmond doubleheader against Illinois Wesleyan. Our broadcast kicks off at 4:30 with the Carthage Sports Report at 4:30. That'll be followed at 4:45 with Lady Reds pregame. And then at 5 o'clock, the Lady Reds and Illinois Wesleyan will tip it off from the Shirk Center, the first of 2. It'll be Lady Reds at 5 and the Redmond to follow at 7. My thanks tonight to Mike Love for engineering our video stream production here at Carthage College. Also, Scott DeLabio, our audio engineer back at the WLIP studios. I want to wish John Vojnovic and his family a very Merry Christmas as the Serbian Church celebrating their Christmas this week. And stay tuned. Jim Bohannon coming your way next here on 1050 WLIP. I'm John Weiser. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I know you enjoyed the final outcome. Once again, the final score here tonight at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. The Carthage Lady Reds 58, the North Park Vikings 53. Until Saturday, have a great week, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Carthage Redmond and Lady Reds Athletics, heard exclusively on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.